disappear briefly from view, down into the braking zone of Brundle and Nelson. What will the order be? To rather slip down the field, which is not what we're used to seeing from that car in the opening stint of the race. Right then, out of the final corner for the first time, and Henry with a big lock-up there under pressure from Riley Phillips. He could fall out of the top 5 before too much longer at this race. Across the line they come then. Track Focus will lead the first lap of the season from pole position, but chasing them down already in second place is Jay Shepherd in the 263 car. Third is 49, actually, Harry Mailer, who started that car. Where was 49 on the grid? 10th on the grid, and Harry Mailer's into third at the end of the opening lap. A fantastic start for him. His transponder's not working, but that won't bother him. He is into a podium place and chasing down the leaders, who are side by side. Jay Shepherd dives on the inside of Sean Cooper, takes the lead away, going into the Wilson hairpin, runs a bit wide on the exit, but it's not to the matter. He holds on to the position then, and Team 7, the Wasp car, is into the lead of the race with a brilliant move there from Jay Shepherd. Sean Cooper down to second, but catching them right up now is Harry Mailer. He's on their tail as they head out of Palmer's. 3 cars for the race lead then. It was a calm first lap of the race, but at the start of lap number 2, it is all starting to get very energetic indeed. Here he comes up the inside now into Agostini's. Harry Mailer attacking for second, but Sean Cooper had the inside line covered. He goes to the outside instead then, and of course the more these drivers battle amongst themselves, the more cars are going to join in the fun from behind. Axiometrics, Dominoes, the other Team 7 cars in tow as well. Brilliant racing here then in the early stages, as we expected. On the inside, side by side for second, and through into second place goes Harry Mailer. That was a brilliant move there on the inside of Sean Cooper into Oggies, the tight right-hander, just before they head out through Williams and onto the Bentley Straight. So he is into second place now for Make Happen Racing. That is the lead Make Happen Racing car in the race. But remember, the highest placed of those cars on the grid was Henry Dawes in the 106, who's kind of settled into 5th position now, just behind Riley Phillips in the 267 Axiometrics machine. Everyone made it round the first lap, which is good news then. Down towards Brundle and Nelson again for the second time. Marcus Clump making progress, as you'd imagine, as well in the Dispatch Bay car. Started 9th position, and car 221 was 7th at the start of the lap. I think he's still in 7th as they come towards the end of the lap, but he's attacking for 6th, trying to find a way ahead of car 195 of James Little. Through they go again then, nose to tail for 3rd position. That could be the first move we see made here, because to the outside into Rich's Lux, the 4th place car there of Riley Phillips, 267 Axiometrics. Couldn't quite get past Sean Cooper though on the run into the first turn. Whilst Jay Shepherd at the head of the field is under pressure now from the 2nd place car. That's the Make Happen Racing car of Harry Mailer, at the corner at which Jay took the lead a lap ago. He's now having to really defend out of Wilson's down towards Palmer's, and well, Harry doesn't need to rush this. He can afford to sit back and wait, but he's got the pace clearly to take the lead away, and he can see the pack coming behind. He'll want to get this done as soon as he possibly can. Down into Agostini they go. This is a possible overtaking opportunity, but Harry wasn't quite close enough there on the brakes into the left-hander. So it is still going to be Jay Shepherd that leads the way. Harry Mailer second, side by side for third. Riley Phillips had got past Sean Cooper on the way into Agostini, but then runs a bit wide. The track focused car comes back up the inside again into Hamilton. This left-hand kick, which is pretty much flat out in these cars, and Sean Cooper goes back ahead. So Axiometrics briefly were third, but Sean Cooper's got himself back into that podium place now, then runs a bit wide through Oggies though, so the green machine has a go on the inside line. Marcus Clutton, by the way, has got himself ahead of the 195 car of James Little, and is now attacking Henry Dawes for 5th position. So that orange and black 221 car for Dispatch Bay really starting to make its presence felt now at the front of the field. They're pairing off then, 2 for the lead, 2 for third, and they're going to be side by side again there. Riley Phillips had a good run in the slipstream, pulled to the right hand side of the road there to try and take 3rd place away from the track focused car of Sean Cooper. That's if they decide that that's the plan. Harry Mailer is close enough to attack this time though, and he pulls out of the slipstream straight away. He's going for the race lead. It's almost a dead heat across the start-finish line. Harry Mailer on the outside line of Jay Shepherd. Can he get him across in front of the Team 7 car into Rich's corner? The answer is no, and Jay Shepherd hangs on to the race lead, but on the inside line into Rich's corner, he might be a bit slow on the exit. He is not though, gets a good exit from the corner to Jay Shepherd, and he holds on to the lead of the race. But that, I think, answered my question. They're not going to work together. Certainly Harry Mailer isn't going to work with Jay Shepherd. He wants to get the lead because he believes that he can pull away. It is very, very hard to escape in this category though. The cars are designed to be very un-aerodynamic. They're designed to punch a big hole in the air, allow for lots of slipstreaming racing, essentially making it harder to escape from anybody, and that keeps the racing close for us. We enjoy it, the drivers enjoy it as well, and right now we're enjoying a sensational battle for the race lead. Harry Mailer launches an attack on the inside of Jay Shepherd into Agostini. They're wheel to wheel, they almost make contact, and Harry Mailer goes into the race lead. He's got that number 49 car through from 10th on the grid to the lead in less than 3.5 laps. Fantastic stuff, and Harry Mailer gets the advantage out in front then. That brings onto their tail now Riley Phillips in the Axiometrics car, so it's 3 cars for the lead again. You can see what I mean about working together. If they had been working together, then they probably would not have lost that amount of time to Riley Phillips, but he's well within slipstreaming range now. 3 for the lead, and then 5 fighting for 4th place. Track Focus, Dispatch Bay, then you've got the Make Happen Racing 2 Red Dominoes car of Henry Dawes in 6th position now. Then the other two Team 7 cars, easy for me to say, 195 and 249 in that pack as well. Down towards Brundle and Nelson again then, lap number 4 of the race. This has been just the start of the season that we all wanted to see. Really racing out front. Now, Marcus Clutton is with them, Sean Cooper is with them, 5 cars now fighting for the lead. Here they come, 5 cars absolutely as one, and it's Jay Shepherd back in front, but Riley Phillips wants the race lead, pulls in the slipstream, goes to the outside line. Jay Shepherd defends the inside line, and here comes Harry Mailer in 3rd. He could make it 3 for the lead as they go through Rich's corner, right round the outside. Brilliant move from Riley Phillips, and he takes the lead away. Sensational racing. No, Shepherd fights back again on the exit, and now here comes Harry Mailer and Marcus Clutton. Riley Phillips goes from 2nd to 1st to 4th in the space of 2 corners. They all arrive at Wilson together. Shepherd hangs on to the race lead. 2nd place is still side by side, but I think Clutton will get it, and DispatchBay.com's rocket ship progress up the order continues. They're into P2 now. 3rd for Harry Mailer and 4th for Riley Phillips. That really did not work out. He tried to tough it out round the outside at Rich's, got on the dirty side of the road, lost his momentum and fell down to 4th place. Now then, Jay Shepherd really has his work cut out to keep Marcus Clutton at bay though. Down towards Agostini's they go once again. We're on the 5th lap of the race, and Jay Shepherd has a real queue forming behind him now. Henry Dawes is still 6th, by the way. 7th place is still the 195 car of James Little, and 7th place for... No, hang on, that's not right. 7th place, it says, was Henry Dawes, but he's definitely 6th again now as they go down into Morgan's corner. It's just remember to breathe in these races, isn't it? Into Williams they go then once again, and there goes Riley Phillips back up the inside of Harry Mailer. He's into 3rd place again now for Axiometrics. But was that the right time to do it? Because now he is going to be giving the slipstream to Harry, as they go down the back straight. He's also getting a tow though from the DispatchBay.com car of Marcus Clutton. So down into the bottom of the back straight they go again, through Brundle and Nelson. Jay Shepherd every time quite sure who, no notification on the timing screen, we've got black flag, so that is an immediate penalty being given out to someone. I don't know whether Jamie can maybe spot who Riley Phillips is 2nd, 3rd Marcus Clutton, but Harry Mailer wants to get back onto the podium places here, looks to the outside of Clutton down towards Rich's corner, decides better of it. The top 9 cars sort of all in one long queue now. Then there's a bit of a gap back to the 10th place Team Viking car. So the penalty board is still out, which tells me it wasn't one of the lead cars. Car 103, there we go, thanks Scott. So 103, which is actually the 12th place car in Duro Motorsport. I'm afraid that Chris Wetherill was out of position at the start and has been given a stop-go penalty.
He did. Apparently he was ahead of whoever's next to him on the grid. The LEDs come up now. Always happens, you find out just as I get there. Yeah, I think poor Jay Shepherd, God, these little whippersnappers, leave me alone.
They're not leaving him alone,
no.
That's the problem. Riley Phillips is alongside him almost into Agassini, couldn't quite get it. But Riley and Harry are looking really strong here, Marcus Clutton as well. But Jay seems to have an answer for them so far, doesn't he? Every time they start attacking him, oh, hang on, someone's off, and going slowly back onto the track. I think it was just a grassy moment at Agostini, but yeah, every time someone attacks Jay Shepherd, he seems to fight back again, but this time Riley Phillips has got the inside line going into Williams. This is the right-hander before the back straight, and he's gone through, so JPR Axiometrics lead the way now then. Riley Phillips gets himself in front, and that's held them both up, and here we go again with the slipstream down the Bentley straight, because Marcus Clutton is there in 3rd place. 4th place is still Harry Mailer. Jay Shepherd's going for the lead again. They're going to be side by side this time for 1st position as they go down into Brundle and Nelson. Riley Phillips on the left-hand side of the road, and Jay Shepherd to the right. That's the outside for Brundle, but the inside for the next corner at Nelson for the they started third, didn't they? Then Worthington started third fairly quickly, got themselves up to the lead position. So, yes, top 7 cars are now together because joining in the front. Just dropped down the order. Both of the Team 7 cars have fallen back. Now, either of them, 195 or 249 have come through. 103 is in the pit lane to serve its penalty. But what has happened to the Team 7 cars? We've got changes going on at the front of the field as well. But 195 and 249, well, 195 is in the pit lane apparently. Yes, it is, right at the far end of the track, James Little then. So, Jamie, I'm sure we're on the case for that one, but we've also lost, it would appear, 249, sadly.
It's had some contact. They've just ripped the right rear bodywork off the car. They're now looking at the front, and splitter's intact. Here comes the 249 car crabbing, and what's the worst thing we say? Don't hit your teammates. And broken rear toe link on Rory Brown's car. So they're just coming in now. I mean, I don't know if they were connected or...
Well, they were together on track.
Right, okay.
That's all I'll say.
Dear.
I didn't see it happen. There was a bit of a schmozzle down at Agostini, and it involved
whatever they've hit. Oops, there's all a bit manic down here. I'm just trying to dive through it very quickly before I get run over. The 195 car's lost its rear bodywork.
Right.
Whatever it's hit something very, very hard. Yeah, it's got no rear bodywork on it at all. And of course, James Little was up inside. They were both inside the top 10, weren't they? So
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
The exit of
it's getting busy coming out of Murray's.
And we have a new leader. Dispatch may have got themselves to the front now. Marcus Jay Shepherd is now in the slipstream across the start-finish line, pulls the outside line. Marcus Clutton tries to block. There's almost contact. There is contact. Jay Shepherd on the grass goes round the outside, but then Riley Phillips goes on the inside. Then 3 wide for race lead, and it's actually electric. Incredible racing. We are only about 17 minutes into the season. This is already some of the best racing we've seen lead in Fun Cup, and well, they are well and truly living up to the billing, aren't they? Into the hairpin they go. Riley Phillips out in front. Now, who is second? I think it's still Marcus Clumpton. Jay Shepherd out of all of that. He was on the grass a quarter and a half ago, and now he's down to fourth position because Harry Mailer is back through into third. Sean Cooper's caught the back up again as well, and don't count out Henry Dawes, who's had a very steady opening stint, but I think he's maybe watching the drama unfold in front and has decided he doesn't really want to be a part of it. Right, into Agostini they go again then, and onto the brakes. The bodywork has been picked up by the marshals now, so yellow flag's back in again at that part of the circuit. And Marcus Clumpton must be wondering what on earth he has to do here. He got the lead on the previous lap, and just as soon as he got it, he'd fallen back down to second place. But it is the hardest thing to do, to lead a pack of these Fun Cup cars around a circuit like this one especially. If we were somewhere like Alton Park or even Anglesey maybe, it would be a little easier to defend from the front. The long straights, the wide open spaces here at Snetterton are perfect. It's almost the perfect circuit for Fun Cup racing, because not only have you got the long straight, but also some good braking opportunities, outbraking opportunities into some of the tighter corners. Right, speaking of slipstream, they're back on the back straight again now. Top four maybe breaking away slightly, and Marcus Clumpton is closing in on Riley Phillips again as they go down into the braking zone under the bridge. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the orange and black car back in the lead again when they're next coming into my sight. Line they're about still the racing is going on in front though, and Harry Mader is pushing Marcus Clumpton down towards Rich's corner, literally locking bumpers there as they flash past me, and that means they close right back in again now on line into the pit. Jay Shepherd is the only car that's pitted so far though, so this is a slightly different strategy, Jay.
Absolutely, and Ed Worthington's just got in, and the look on Ed's face before he got in the car. I don't think he wants to be in there. Damage on the front of 212. Greg Evans has been off. His front split has been ripped off. The two Team 7 cars, there was a third car involved. So they didn't hit each other. It looks like that potentially they've all met in the middle, and unfortunately the two Team 7 cars have come off. And poor Kate Shepherd, they've actually got a bit of bodywork on the track that they need. So if anyone can bring that bodywork back after the race as quickly as possible, Kate and Jay will be absolutely delighted. Morgan Tilbrook has just jumped into the 103 car, a bit of a hesitant start as he's gone away. God, you can tell it's 10 months, can't you? It's all gone mad. I think poor Jay, I think that's probably the busiest stint of his life. I'm actually, Andy, if I've got time,
yeah, go for it.
Go for it. But of course, he would not want to see two of his cars in the pit lane. In fact, he's straight onto the back of the 195 car to assess the damage on that. They're just reattaching the airbox on that.
Sorry, Jay, got a yellow flag again at Agostini, I think. There's a green flag on the exit, so that tells me there's a yellow flag on the way in.
Yeah.
Can't see why though, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and I thought this race was going to be the calmer of the two races.
Well, you see,
we're already 50 minutes in, I'm exhausted already. Delayed. Which makes it a bit easier. Yeah, Nicky Grease was just chatting with Kate Shepherd just to make sure they're not blocking each other on the pit lane. If possible. It's not ideal, but we understand there's a third car involved.
And there was someone who got a bit overambitious, trying to do a double opening, not as single bomb as possible. Hit the back of teammate James. Smashed the rear clamp.
and understandably so.
Put it this way, he had to restrain himself.
Well, it was such a promising start to the
and
as well.
I mean, as you saw the back of the car, James has obviously been hit very, very hard. I mean, if it's where I think it was, they're nudging out, well, it's 110 mile an hour before they're breaking into the S's. So, where was it? Was it Agostini?
Yeah, the bodywork ended up on the exit of Agostini. The trouble they're going to have is that that's not a spectator area. It's between the straight after Agostini and the backstrap.
Ah, okay, so it was there, right. And the bit of bodywork that's there is the bit they need.
Yes, I don't know how they're going to get to that, if I'm honest.
Well, hopefully our wonderful marshals or somebody out in the course car, if they can get a course car or course truck big enough, because the rear ends of a Fun Cup car are not the smallest items, to get it back. So if the officials can hear us, if they can please try and arrange to get that part back, the Shepherds will be very, very grateful. Dominic Jackson is ready to get into the I'm in the leading bunch, and they're not coming in.
Because the ball has only just gone out. They're past the ball once, aren't they? So, in Henry, no, Henry's in.
Yeah, Henry Dawes is in. Comes in now to hand over to Chris Hart. Father Stan is on the pit board as usual. The car's released. Matt Taylor hauls and Henry out of the car in true Fun Cup fashion.
Fabio's in as well.
Yeah, Fabio's in for Uvio Hoffman's Lotus to hand over to
Uvio, as I should say.
Yeah, PLR in as well. Neil Clinton will be handing over to Bentley. Don't worry, guys.
Sorry, James, there's been a big change at the front because Sean Cooper, who was fourth at the line, is now leading. So what's happened here? They went through Palmer's. Let me just double check that they're still there. I think they are. Agostini, and Marcus Clunton's back on the inside of Harry Baylor now into the left-hander. Clunton goes back through, and Sean Cooper drifts out wide, falls back down to fourth place. New order, Clunton leads the way, Baylor second, Phillips third, and Cooper in fourth. Jamie.
This is ridiculous, it really is. Greensaw Motorsport is in contact on the right front, bit of damage there. Nicky Greensaw signals to the car to be fired up. Ryan Lewis will be getting into the car. He's dried out from his exploits in a sports car a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, have a look at the right front of that car. A little bit of splitter damage there. Yes. That will be affecting the aero, especially going through sort of Hamilton going to Oggies. John Caldwell's in to hand over to Dominic Jackson. Still getting used to this car, as John, he's not used to being hauled out of the car, so the Raw Motorsport team were very gentle with him, because in Radical Racing we don't get hauled
They're going to pit this time as well. These top four cars, look how close they are, Jamie.
I know, so here we go. Right, I'm down at the Make Happen end of the pit lane, they're all roughly together. As we can see, Mark Home, Graham
they're staying out again.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're all trying to outpace each other. Let's get out of this tow, because as we heard from Aaron Keefe and JPR earlier, they're going to skyrocket when they're in the place. Neil Smith gets in. Here comes Paul Ramette to hand over to John McLeod.
Sorry, Jamie.
Marco leaves. Nick Nunn gets out. Ellis Hadley gets into 97 after being vacated by what's his name again? Oh yeah, Martin Gibson.
Slow stop there for track focus. And ahead of track focus go both Uvio and Domino's, but Uvio are ahead of Domino's. They were nowhere near.
A bit of a delayed stop coming as John McLeod leaves in the Raw Motorsport car. Now, the top 3 have to pit.
Yes.
In the next sort of two laps. So.
Blimey.
There he goes.
Well, there are 2 races going on now. You've got the 3 that haven't pitted, and then everybody else. Leading the train of those that have pitted is the number 1 car now, the Uvio Hoffman's Lotus car. So they are the highest placed car that made the stop. Remember, they were the first one Then it is yes, who's taken over from Jay Shepherd, and then it's Neil Smith in the track focus car.
Poor Ed's going to have to get his elbows out, isn't he?
Well, he's already over to his
Yeah, I mean, they've done I mean, having one of the top instructors in the country as your driver.
I bet he's quite glad he's not out.
I don't know. As 98 car comes in, Cherry Caranazzi, right, fabulous, 249 back out. So, and that's Alan Brown behind the wheel of that car.
Leaders in, James.
They're all in. Right, here we go. As I get attacked by wasps. Right, so. Right in. Here comes Harry Mailer, and they're all together in the pit lane. So, door open. Right, so we'll switch the engine off. Harry Mailer out. Chris Walton in. Marcus Walton out. Dispatch base. Frank Nagy. Getting in, and they've got the jump on the top 2, and again, Axiometrics are by far the fastest in the pit lane. Dispatch Bay Express struggling to start the car, and as it goes, meanwhile there's a problem with the belts for car 49. They're just adjusting now, they're losing a lot of time. The full shot, tire pressure on, Ryan Burke shouting at them to go, Ray Grimes shouting at them to go, and Chris oh no, and as they go, but give him his dues, it's his first ever pit stop. A little bit of contact on the right, on the left rear of that car. So yeah, just hopefully
it's only a little bit of a one.
Yeah, a bit of a off there. Stan Hodge just next to me. 8 years ago was racing the British Truck Racing Series, so I'm sure he was wishing he was out there at some point. Yeah, big thumbs up from Stan. Great to see him. He's him and his lovely wife Eileen are here supporting the Hearts. The order then, Axiometrics have held the lead. Vikings are second, so that the early pit stops worked the best, didn't they? And Vikings pitted early. They always did this, didn't they?
Exactly.
They always pitted very, very early. Have I got time to speak to Jay Shepherd? The angle grinder's out. Yeah, Jay, I think is probably a bit busy. Let's let him. We'll speak to him in the interval. So yeah, run through the order because I think I need a bit of a lie down.
You need a lie down. Right, Axiometrics.
You've got aircon.
Lead the way. Wasp car of Ed Worthington next.
Have I got time to talk to him?